Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we have ourselves a track from an act named Marcus M. Positive Parker titled The Emotion Technician. And if we switch over to here, we have the single artwork here on Music B. We're going to be listening through this track from start till finish today, and we're going to hear what we think. We've also got lyrics to search through at the end, just in case we miss anything in the verses and hooks. Let's go.
Gotta get over anxiety, stress. Gotta get over anxiety, stress.
Go straight into it, man.
Gotta get over anxiety, stress. Gotta get over anxiety, stress.
Yeah, so before we get into this as well, like in case you're not familiar with what Marcus M. Positive Parker does, he basically makes music that's meant to inspire people to better themselves, take care of their mental health, you know, their physical health. It's just he's trying to help people with his music, and it's not just by making music that people will enjoy. The stories that he tells within his tunes are they're fantastic.
Low, I guess, with anxiety, stress, but I'ma do my best. We about to fix this mess. You feeling low, I guess, with anxiety, stress, but I'ma do my best. We about to fix this mess. See,
Straight into that hook, man. Gotta fix that anxiety and stress. You know, the art is clever because you can see him using his tools to try and fix all that up. It's great. It's really, everything kind of makes sense together and matches well. It's carefully considered, and I'm pleased with it so far.
Cause I hate my voice, so it had to be the man, cause it wasn't my choice, but I give it all I got. Now watch as I try to help somebody fix their problem by finding the lie. So sit back and relax and buckle up for the ride on this emotional roller coaster that we finna slide.
We've got a nice bass line going with these trap drums. It's great, it's catchy, it's punchy, and it makes a lot of room for the vocals.
Been feeling inadequate, they calling you bluff. No need to be insecure, cause you already enough. You got it.
No need to be insecure because you're already enough. I think that's beautiful. It's nice to have that catch line going into the next section. Oh no, halfway.
Cause even luxury cars need to be serviced. You can say that you heard this from somebody who cares. Saying face them emotions and watch them triggers disappear. You feeling low, I guess, with anxiety, stress, but I'ma do my best. We about to fix this mess. You feeling low, I guess.
That comment about him not feeling great about his voice at the start, when he's a really solid vocalist, a great rapper, and there's lots of personality into it as well. It's funny how like the people who, you know, like are good at what they do, they might not always realize that they're good at it. I think that that's a great sort of little bit of vulnerability shown by Marcus M. Positive Parker to help try to relate to the people that are listening to
With
it.
anxiety, stress, but I'ma do my best. We about to fix this mess, cause this life is full of distractions, problems and pain. Sometimes it's hard to see the sunshine for the rain, but you can get through. And as a matter of fact, most of our problems come from not thinking before we react. Listen to
Before we add that little halfway point repeater there with the filter is a nice touch. It's a nice way to split up a verse stanza, you know? It's or go between the stanzas. It's clever stuff by Marcus M. Positive Parker. It speaks of his experience, his professionalism, and his finesse as a musician as well as a vocalist.
not just a reply. You missing what's being said while you trying to get fly. And never shoot the messenger, they spreading the word. Don't think that everyone gon' like you, that's just thinking absurd. Keep your focus, keep your drive, keep your will to survive. Keep it pushing, keep it live, keep that look in your eye. And every day is new drama, just make the right decision. Much love from the emotion technician. You feel
Much love from the emotion technician. Great little finish there. Yeah, the drums are consistent, and I do like the groove that they present. And I do like when they are stopped and when there's a little break. And I'm not really sure if you could put many drum fills in this. I think maybe the strength does come from these vocal transitions where there's additional parts to Marcus in the mix.
low, I guess, with anxiety, stress, but I'ma do my best. We about to fix this mess. You feeling low, I guess, with anxiety, stress, but I'ma do my best. We about to fix this mess. You feeling low, I guess, with anxiety, stress, but I'ma do my best. We about to fix this mess. You feeling
Beating that
low,
hook line
I
twice,
guess,
good.
With anxiety, stress, but I'ma do my best. We about to fix this mess.
Gotta get over anxiety,
Damn.
stress.
How we were rolling with
Anxiety, stress.
Is this an interlude or a third verse?
Get over anxiety, stress. Gotta get over anxiety, stress. Gotta get over anxiety.
Okay, we just got those low kicks.
Gotta get over anxiety.
Why do I say low kicks? I say low kicks. Kicks are usually low. They're not high pitched, are they?
Gotta get over anxiety, stress. Gotta get over anxiety, stress. Gotta get over anxiety, stress. Gotta get over anxiety, stress.
It's almost therapeutic, isn't it? Meditative and therapeutic. Hearing him just say, you got to get over anxiety and stress. Got to get over anxiety, stress. It's clever.
Gotta get over
It's clever stuff.
stress. Gotta get over anxiety, 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 stress. Motion technician.
And letting the instruments ride it out. Are we going to leave it for there? We are going to let it. We're going to let it roll out. We're going to let it fade out. Nice work. Classy finish. Classy finish, Marcus and Positive Parker. Oh, that wasn't the song we wanted. Silly Music B. There's no chill with Music B. So yeah, that was Marcus and Positive Parker's The Emotion Technician. If we ever look at the lyrics, this hook here, you feeling low, I guess, anxiety, stress. Well, I'm gonna do my best. We're about to fix this mess. It's nice and simple. It doesn't try to steer too far away and alienate you with the psychological terminology that might be applied to this kind of thing. Marcus M. Positive Parker isn't trying to list himself as like a professional therapist or anything like that. He's trying to sort of speak to you at your level and kind of he's not trying to act like he's better than you. Again, it's trying that relatability kind of thing, keeping it as simple and as chill as possible so that most people can vibe with it. I like this line because even luxury cars got to be serviced, because a lot of people like look at the celebrities that they see like on Instagram and stuff and Lamborghinis and they think, oh, I want that. Why can't I get that? I guess I might not be good as those people. No, they sold NFTs and they managed to get in at the right time and they've got like $1 million off of it and they can buy a couple of Lamborghinis for that money. A lot of these people that are in positions of privilege, they were given money by other people in positions of privilege to become even more privileged. It's not like it's not that you're a lesser person because you're not successful. But getting back to the luxury cars being serviced thing, I think that's important. Even if you are a really fantastic, capable human being, as Marcus and Positive is saying, it doesn't mean that you won't need help sometimes to just make sure everything's going well. And it's kind of an equalizer that I think is very important in this sort of story. Keep it pushing, keep it alive, keep that look in your eye. That kind of the hustle mentality, kind of keep going, keep trying to build something positive. The thing that I like about Marcus and Positive Park, and I think I've mentioned this a couple of times, is that he balances it out with the self-care stuff. A lot of people don't do the self-care stuff and they just get told, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And they never get told to stop and take a rest. It's this constant, that's what causes the anxiety and stress in the first place. It's feel like you're in a rat on the wheel that will never stop turning no matter how much you want it to stop. I think that's what balances it out. I think Marcus and Positive Parker has almost a competitive advantage or a unique selling point primarily because he acknowledges that people are humans and need to... They're fragile and vulnerable at times, no matter how tough they might act, We're just, we need the support from each other, but most importantly, we need to support ourselves. Because this is, of course, the conclusion. This track, which I've spoken about, the story being Marcus telling people that you got to work and fix yourself in order to be the best you can be, to not have unrealistic expectations, to not let other people dictate your own self-worth, to not, react in ways that can be catastrophic when other people, to not react in ways that can be irreparable. A lot of these messages that are within here are similar to messages that Marcus and Positive Parker has established from previous releases. I like the fact that there is a continuation of that story, those themes. It's something that Marcus is very, very passionate about. It's stuff that people need to hear nowadays. It's just sensible songwriting, sensible storytelling. Again, as a vocalist, I've got no complaints whatever with his voice. In fact, I can recognize immediately when Marcus is rapping is these little inflections he does about the da. He has a way of accenting certain words in a way that it really forces you to pay attention, just because it snaps you out of that lull that you can get a lot of the time when rappers do not change the intensities of the words and make it more interesting like that. Flow is sick. He takes his time with it. It almost becomes more like melodic rapping. But I think taking your time with telling a story is important, especially if the words are meant to be what carries it. Because if you're rapping too quickly, if you're like speed rapping, there's a chance that people may not understand or miss. They might miss things. I don't think Marcus wants anybody to miss anything that he's saying in this track, which is kind of the point of storytelling in music. But that's beside the point. For Marcus, it was a verse, chorus kind of structure. We had a couple of verses, a couple of choruses. We had that hook line. You've got to fix that anxiety and stress or something along those lines. And he repeats it a lot. And it's meant to get stuck in your head, and it's meant to stay there because that's what he wants you to remember when you go away. Maybe even less so than the whole of the hook. It's just that intro and that outro. And it's smart. It makes sense that he wants to focus on that. The production, we had drums, some interesting synth parts, some bass, like some 808s or something in relation to that. We had the vocals and some occasional modulations of the voice and the repeaters or the call and responses. We had some interesting triplet and 16-note grooves on the hi-hats with the drums, but mostly the drums, the bass, and other parts remained consistent. It was meant to be that kind of contemporary industrial hip-hop rap vibe that we've come to know and love these days, with a bit of an old school feel in regards to the lyricism themes associated with that. Although, to be honest, I like the direction that Marcus is going with this. The recording, mixing, and mastering was on point. I've got no complaints whatsoever about that. There was the EQing, the stereo panning, limiting compression, etc. And I've been thinking about stuff that could be improved within this track. I don't really see anything that you'd need to add to this or take away from it. It was well balanced. It was the length it needed to be. I'm glad we didn't try and fit another verse in there or another instrumental part. It just would have been too much. Not that I disliked listening to this track, but their story, everything's got to end at some point, and I feel like 3 minutes 36 is the correct length for this, especially with how much we're, repeating that main sort of theme of the song in the beginning and the end. Yeah, that's effectively my review, though, of The Emotion Technician by Marcus and Positive Parker. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this review, please do go show Marcus and Positive Parker some love via his various social medias. And I'm sure this will be on Spotify and all other major digital streaming platforms. And stay cool and stay safe. And please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they get the hell more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. Catch you in the next review. Spiderhands out.